Hey, you two, it's Beverly, and I'm back with my chapter, another chapter from my book, Jezebel. So, here in this chapter, what I'm going to do is talk to you a little bit about chapter 24. Like I told you, this is a novel, so there are lots of chapters, but it eventually comes to an end. It doesn't go on forever, obviously. So I hope you're enjoying these little snippets. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we're going to dive in for a few minutes. And you know what? I wanted to put a time limit on reading these chapters, but I get so carried away because I love this book, and every time I read it, it's like I don't want to put it down because it gets better and better. When I tell you that reading this book is something that you will not get bored and tired of, because every chapter there is action, every chapter there's something going on, it just kind of draws you in, like a magnet. Because you just want to get to the next chapter to see what happens. And I can't say it's predictable. It's not predictable. Sometimes I may go through a chapter and people say, "Oh, I can figure out the rest." No, you can't. You got to read the book to figure out the rest because I am anything but predictable. So let's get into chapter 24. Here we go. Jezebel and Joy hopped into Joy's vehicle and drove away from Bella's country estate into Bridgetown. That's the capital of Barbados. Barbados. They were on their way to join friends for lunch at a local eatery. The girls hadn't had time to talk about Jezebel's romantic escapades with a fitness trainer. Skipping right through. They were seated at a table enjoying their food when Kendrick walked in and spotted Jezebel with her sidekick, Joy, her best friend. He tapped himself on the back for scoring with Jezebel. Jezebel was an 18-year-old knockout that towered 6 feet with long jet black hair and eyes fit for an ice princess. Kendrick lusted over her gorgeous breasts and tight round buttocks. She was a stunning, intimidating beauty whose poise was often mistaken for snobbery. Kendrick observed other guys in the eatery casting hopeful looks at the girls, so he sauntered over to their table quickly. He wanted Jezebel to demonstrate her affection for him in public for all to see. Kendrick rode to the impoverished neighborhood where he lived with his mother. He steered the noisy motorcycle expertly through a maze of haphazard gaps and alleys. Mm. They passed sheets of galvanized, some galvanized is like a building material. Some residents erected around their property for privacy. The crowded community was rammed with homes built too close together, and some of them rested on foundations created from various rocks, concrete blocks, whatever. It's a poor community here. Jezebel even observed a public bathhouse, which was still utilized by some members of the community. Bare-backed young men lounged on the steps of homes, playing dominoes, cards, or gambling. Ghetto life. Some huddled in small groups and debated with each other over social issues. They halted their activities to gawk at the white girl seated on Kendrick's motorcycle. Mm. The guys whistled their jealous approval and jokingly threatened to steal her away. Some of the guys belligerent wisecracked about Kendrick's liking milk in his coffee, or milk in his tea, and berated him publicly for being a sellout. Kendrick ignored the fellas and steered the motorbike into a narrow, needle-like gap. Moving right along. Kendrick, that's you? In plain English, Kendrick, is that you? A woman's voice bellowed from somewhere in the house. Yeah, Mummy, it's me. Yeah, Mummy, it's me, Kendrick responded. Wait, I thought you went to work. Something happened? In plain English, wait, I thought you went to work. Is everything all right? His mother asked worriedly. No, off today, Mummy. I got somebody for you to meet. In plain English, no, I was off today, Mummy. I have someone for you to meet. Kendrick informed his mother. Oh, were you in, Susso? Give me a minute, day. In plain English, oh, why didn't you say so? Give me a minute, she replied. Jezebel's eyes scanned the entire layout of the house in less than a minute. She stood in the living room, furnished with a sofa and a love seat. The upholstery had lost its rich color and the fabric was tattered. Kendrick's mother had tried to preserve the furniture by sewing some of the open patches with needle and thread. A newly purchased 25-inch television set modernized the ancient room and gave those that lived in the house hope for a better life. An archway guided her eyes to a compact dining room, which had an enormous dining table decorated with flowery plastic table mats. The dining table hoarded most of the space in the room, and Jezebel couldn't help but wonder if the small house was built around it. Like, how the hell did they get it in there in the first place? Last night, she had to suck in her stomach and squeeze around the table in order to access Kendrick's room in the rear of the house, and she's a skinny girl. Jezebel glimpsed the faded picture of Jesus Christ on the wall partition in the dining room. He was eternally poised to reprimand all those that forgot to say grace before dinner. Kendrick's mother startled Jezebel by emerging through a makeshift door into another partition that separated her bedroom from the living room. She was a bulky figure with braided hair. Jezebel thought she was probably in her early 50s. She walked with a stiff gait as if her formidable bulk was a burden to carry. The woman took one look at Jezebel and smiled at the scent of money. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit further and then I'm going to stop. I promise. Kendrick, why you didn't tell me you was bringing such a pretty girl over? Kendrick, why didn't you tell me you were bringing such a pretty girl over? His mother exclaimed. Mummy, this is Jezebel, Kendrick stated with a sense of pride and stuck out his chest like a rooster. Geza who? Geza what? Kendrick's mother asked with her hands on her hips. Her eyes bulged from their sockets. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. Her son got this beautiful white girl. Really? Jezebel, it's spelled with a G instead of a J, Jezebel explained and giggled. Kendra's mother burst into fits of laughter. Well, I taught I'd hear 'em all. Well, anybody would give such a why would anybody give such a beautiful girl a name like that? In plain English, well, I thought I heard it all. Why would anyone give a beautiful girl a name like that? She stated jovially. Well, lass, look at them eyes. I never seen nobody with eyes like that in my life. You could see my dog? In plain English, she's saying, oh my goodness, look at those eyes. I've never seen anyone with eyes like that. Can you see me? She guffawed and peered closely into Jezebel's face. She relaxed her pudgy hands on jelly-like hips. Just call me Gezi. Everyone else does, Jezebel suggested kindly. All right, then I can call you Gezi, but your name Jezebel is more sport. In plain English, all right, I'll call you Gezi, but the name Jezebel sounds like more fun. Kendrick's mother laughed. Kendrick's mother offered Jezebel a cola, and Jezebel accepted it. She watched in amazement as his mother squeezed her considerable bulk through the small entryway that separated the living room from the dining room. She disappeared into the kitchen and within a few moments called Kendrick to assist her. Check this out. Kendrick, who's this girl? She's a Bajan. She's sweet for days, though. In plain English, Kendrick, who's this girl? Is she from Barbados? She's sweet. His mother fired off a barrage of questions. She's a member of the fitness club where I work. She's cool, Kendrick explained. Oh, well, what about Sharon? Miss Green's daughter from down the gap. He ain't had she for the past year. In plain English. Oh, what about Sharon, Miss Green's daughter, that lives just down the street? Haven't you been dating her for the past year? Kendrick's mother asks. Man, she's still dating. Plain English. She's still around, Kendrick informed her. Well, I'ma tell you this. This girl is high class. She family must have got enough money and ting. You ain't see how proper she does talk. She stiff this girl fancy you. You forget about Sharon. All Sharon can do is sick you with child. She can't do nothing for we at all. Stick with this one, and maybe we could get a new house with indoor bath and toilet. I'm tired of going out in the yard to bed. In plain English. Well, let me tell you this. This girl is high class. Her family must have a lot of money. See how proper she talks? If she fancies you, then you forget about Sharon. Sharon will get pregnant and hold you back. She can't do anything to make our lives better. Stick with this one, and maybe we could get a new house with indoor bath and toilet. I'm tired of going out in the yard to have a bath. Her words cracked like a cruel whip against his back. Pow! Mummy, how can you tell me to use her like this? Kendrick berated his mother and shook his head. Wait, Kendrick, you like she for truth? Kendrick, in plain English. Kendrick, you really like this girl? His mother asked in wonder. Let's just say I can't refuse her, Kendrick replied sheepishly. Be sweet on Jezebel. Then don't look at it as if you're using she. Everybody does help those them love. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't steer you wrong if you, and I ain't telling you nothing bad. Sometimes people need a helping hand in life, and we can get another chance like this. I hear what I'm telling you, Kendrick. You hear what I'm telling you? In plain English. Sorry, my Barbados dialect is not the best sometimes. Don't look at this as if you're using her. We help those we love. That's all I'm saying. I won't steer you wrong, and I'm not telling you anything bad. Sometimes people need a helping hand in life, and we'll never get another chance like this. Do you hear me, Kendrick? His mother asked sternly. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, Kendrick snapped. Good, she snapped back and shoved 2 glasses of cola in his hands. So this is where I'm gonna stop because it gets so real from here. You got to get the book Jezebel. We have more characters. You know, they just keep coming, and they all have their own missions going on. And as we can see with this dirt poor family, and Jezebel has hooked up with this dude. Uh, Mommy's seeing dollar signs and a way out of poverty. So anyway, get the book Jezebel. It's a great book. You're going to love it. And I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye.